Hello, people. Okay, my name is Shah. My long name is Shahrul, and I'm from Singapore. So today is going to be the first time that I'm going to do reviews of gadgets, okay, equipment, games, and then whatsoever under the sun that I love and I have passion about, and not only on gadgets but as also my wife's cooking, so her bakery, okay, under the Polka Dot Pleasures brand and also the Crunch brand. So I'm going to review all this in the coming next few videos. So we're going to start off with something very simple, something very retro, that is to me is it looks damn cool and it works fine because it received good reviews. So we're going to share with you. I'm going to share with you the Z48 retro console. I'm going to tell you more about this. Okay, so let's head on to my table and do the Shah review. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Shah Review, and today I'm going to share with you my first ever review of a product that I just purchased today. Okay, and I've actually loved this product because yes, I've seen the reviews on YouTube, and I'm some sort of inspired to do my own review after trying it out for about an hour or so after charging this console. So let's get on right with the review. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the Digiretro Boy Z481 retro console. Okay, when I say retro, it means that the games itself are sort of made in the 80s and in the 90s. All right, anything that's above 2010 is, to me, is not a retro game. All right, and actually this is inspired by the Nintendo Game Boy Advance. All right, it actually originated from Nintendo Game Boy that was released in 1990, and I had my very first Game Boy. I remember it was black and white dot matrix, you know, with stereo sound, and it doesn't have a backlight. So I hated because there's no backlight, and I had to play it under some lighting, some bright light, in order to see the games I'm playing. So the evolution, I mean, it evolved through time, and the last iteration of the Game Boy series is the Game Boy Advance that was released somewhere in 2001. So I didn't have the Game Boy Advance, but I've played I've played the games online through emulators, and they're quite fun, and they retain the original format, the graphics and the sound. Okay, that was back in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s. So let's see the box, what is stated on the box here. Okay, so on the front, of course, is the Digiretro Boy photo of it. I think it's inspired by those mobile phones that come with boxes, you know, Apple, you know, it has the Apple, the phone, the front face on the top, and the back face at the back. No, I don't, no, just the front face, you know, for the iPhones, and you know, it's inspired, I think, by Apple. All right, it's white in color, and the side here you can see it's compatible with official Game Boy game cards. All right, so the official Game Boy game cards, later you will see, is something like this big. Anyway, you can play the Game Boy Advance original Nintendo game cards on this console. So meaning to say that they have emulated the technology that the Game Boy Advance has used and make it into something that is affordable. Okay, although it looks, I mean, it looks a bit cheap, yeah. But anyway, we're going to see the actual thing later on. All right, but it's affordable. Okay, and it has an AV output with stereo audio. Okay, turbo functionality, Game Boy link cable. This Game Boy link cable is actually the original Game Boy cable, okay, that is used to link up two Game Boy console together, and this console is able to do that using the original cable. Okay, is to play two players. That's simple as that. That's a two-player game. Okay, The next one is a micro SD or SDHD support. Of course, I'll get back to you on this a little bit later. And the other formats, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Game Boy NES, and a plethora of formats, even Game Gear, okay, can be played on this console, on this little cheap console. Okay, the actual price is $79, but I got it for about $39, and it's really a bargain, right? The what do you call it? It can support also MP3, JPEG, and text files. Wow, that's fantastic. And there's some cheat support which I don't really do because I'm an honest man, so I don't cheat. Okay, I play if I die, you know, I will just save, you know, at a certain point, just save it, you know, and just get back to it. All right. Okay, so now the side here also that comes with the cable and stuff. All right, we're gonna take a look at that. At the back is also showing the back of the console. Okay, the illustration. Okay, so let's open this up. Okay, all right, and we have the cheap looking what they call it, plastic holder here. So we're gonna take it out. Oh, it's really like and I see some icky, yucky stuff here, some black thing. I don't know what the hell is it, but I think it comes from the rubber strap here, which I think has melted maybe under the sun or what. But nevertheless, it doesn't affect the console. It doesn't stick on the console, so I'm quite okay with that. So I'm gonna open this up. It's a little bit tough to open. Okay, so the console aside first. So inside we have of course the AV cable, you know, audio video cable. Okay, so the end here, the 3.5 mm. Okay, you're gonna put it into the 3.5 mm jack, the plug. Okay, so this is something also rather old school lah. And we have also the standard common USB micro cable. Okay, so it comes with the USB cable. You need this for charging, but of course they don't give you the charger. You have to charge it using your mobile charger or whatever charger. But I've tried using the Xiaomi what do you call it, the battery power bank, but it doesn't work. So it could work with other power banks. I'm not sure. That I have to try it out. Okay, so the packaging aside, I'm going to now review the what they call it, the Digiretro. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so what we have here, let me zoom up a bit. Okay, we have the D-pad. Okay, up down. It feels to me a little bit plasticky. You know, they use cheap materials, but it when I press it, functions well. Okay, the feeling is okay lah. There's some click here there. Okay, as long it doesn't get stuck. Okay, I'm fine with it. And of course, the right side will be the buttons A, the L. You can really see that clearly. R and B embossed on the 4 buttons. We have the LCD TV out. So this one, if you link up to the TV using the AV cable that I've shown you just now, you have to press this to project the game onto the TV. So this kind of a cool extra function if you want to play, but you have a wire dangling from your TV up to your console. Alright, and actually this wire is 2 meters, so I think you can just sit a bit further to play. Alright, okay, so the bottom part is the select button. The center part, this is the most important feature of any gaming console, the brightness of the screen. Many gaming console in the past do not have a brightness adjustment control, and the worst part is they don't have a backlight. So like what I said earlier on, if you don't have a backlight, you have problems playing it in the dark or in a poorly lit area. Okay, you have to go to somewhere under the LED light and then play it. Alright, So the series like Game & Watch series in the 80s also have the same problem, because maybe they just want to cut down the cost, you know, because by putting in a backlight inside will increase the sales price. Okay, so we have the turbo, which I'm not really that familiar with turbo. Maybe just to speed up the game or something, you know, but to me it's not an essential feature of this console. Okay, maybe for serious gamers, yeah, maybe can. This one is the of course the Game Boy link cable, okay, attached to the port here, and the 3.5 mm jack, okay, will be attached right at the bottom here. Okay, so at the bottom here you can see this thing sticking out, not really sticking out, just in line with the main console. Okay, I'm going to take this out. Okay, and this is the Retro Boy adapter. Okay, the shape of it is the same or similar as the Game Boy Advance cartridges. Alright, so they make it something similar, but with an addition of a slot, okay, to put in your micro SD. So the micro SD, for me, I've put a 16 gigabytes, which is really a lot, because retro games, they are very small in size. The most for a Game Boy Advance maybe is about 3 meg or 4 meg. The most is I've seen is 6 or 7 meg. Okay, for the rest like NES, you know, Game Boy Color, definitely will go below 1 megabyte. So given a 16 megabyte, you can install thousands of games. The only question you ask yourself, do you have time to play and complete each and every game? Maybe if you're not working, you know, you're tai, you know, tai means you sit down, do nothing, you know, money comes in, maybe businessman, you know, maybe you can do that. But for me, I have like 50 over games inside, which to me is really more than sufficient for me to bring this around, you know, during trips or waiting time to play games. So I'm going to put this back inside the slot. Okay, it's the other way around. Okay, like that. Okay, the Digiboy label face back down, back side. Okay, so it's ready. I've charged it, and the battery is actually a lithium-ion 1000 mAh, which is quite impressive because it can last about 4 to 5 hours. Okay, of extensive continuous gameplay, which I doubt so that you have the time to play 5 hours a day. Maybe the most half an hour, then you know you got to do some other important work. Okay, so we're going to zoom in a bit. Okay, so now we're going to turn on the console. Before I forget, the left side is of course the speaker. Okay, it's a mono speaker. Alright, but when you output up to the TV, it is in stereo. But what the heck, mono or stereo is just some retro sounds coming up from the games. Alright, mono is good enough for this kind of retro games. Okay, so the on button is the side here, and here is the volume rocker. There, this is cool. It's a volume slider button to slide the volume out and down. Okay, I'm going to turn this on. Boom. And you will see that the plastic here is a bit clear. You can see the light shining through. It's green in color. Okay, and now you straight away you are in the menu. Okay, so this is the main menu. We have some games, as I explained, as I have about 54 or 57 games. We have the list, option, help, and of course the battery status and the date. Okay, I've not really set the date yet. Okay, so important for me. Okay, so as you can see, I have Bomberman, you know, Darts, Battle City, you know, NES, GBA, Deal or No Deal even, and I love those TV games, Donkey Kong, and of course we have my most favorite, the Game & Watch Gallery. Okay, this is an emulation of the original Nintendo Game & Watch. Okay, playable under the Game Boy or Game Boy Color format. We have the Game & Watch Gallery Advance, which has a little bit more features like a modern touch to the original Game & Watch. Actually, the Game & Watch Gallery also the same. Okay, but this is Game Boy advanced format. Okay, Gradius Advanced, Konami's Collectors, and blah blah blah. Of course, Mario, without Mario, I don't call this a complete game console. Okay, Mario Pinball stuff. So I've not really explored all yet. Monkey Ball, okay, Twin Bee, Ice Climber, you know, we can put more and more inside as long as you imagine if you put 128 gigabytes of memory card. I don't know whether this console supports that. I've not tried that, but given the 16 gig, even the 8 gigabyte card is more than sufficient for you to play hours and hours until the battery lasts. Okay, so we're gonna try to play a game. So let's go to Mario Advance. Okay, so this is, we have to press start, and we have to increase the volume. And I should say the volume is, I mean the sound is not bad, mono, if you can hear. The original sound. So we're gonna get on. The graphics is fabulous. Anyway, this is the I think it's a 960 by 480 resolution. Alright, so it's acceptable, and the screen size is 3 inches. So again, you don't see any really visible pixelation unless you go damn close to the screen. Okay, so this to me is fine. Okay, so let's press A. So I mean the controls itself is similar to all the Game Boy iterations, you know, same format. The only thing I wish for is there's a volume what they call it, another button here to move up and down like those in the Nintendo Switch, you know. But to me, to keep it as a retro, you just make do with the gamepad. It's good enough. Okay, so we go to Super Mario World, file A, and let's get on with it. Okay. So this is quite interesting. As you can see from the gameplay itself, oops, maybe I go to the first level. Yeah, sorry, I was at the wrong level. Okay, so this is World 1-1, and I should say that there is no screen tearing. Okay, it's smooth. Okay, that's is very acceptable, very smooth. But if you play a more graphic laden games, maybe like Neo Geo, I've not tried that yet, so maybe you can experience some tearing of the screen. Okay, but for GBA games, this is fantastic. Okay, you can adjust the brightness. Okay, there are 5 levels of brightness: 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so for under bright sunlight, of course, you have to switch to the highest level, 5. But if you're in the dark, maybe, you know, because there's no blue blue screen protection here, so you just have to switch on to the lowest just to protect your eyes. If you're playing in the dark, let's say you're going to sleep, before you go to sleep, you want to play a game or two. Okay, so switch down to the lowest brightness as long as your eyes are comfortable with it. So again, this is a 32-bit game, so the graphic, to me, as a Generation X, okay, this is very good in my time. Okay, of course you can't compare with the latest Nintendo Switch, okay, games, which the graphic is really in detail. Okay, it's fantastic. It's playing in 720p and it's playing in 1080p on the TV. You know, you can't compare. So if you give this to a Generation Z, okay, the students, you know, the youngsters, you know, they will not appreciate. Maybe there's some of them that really appreciates, like my nephew and nieces, they love it. Okay, but if you give them a Game & Watch, they will, oh, what is this? What kind of graphic is this? Black and white, you know. So this is still okay. Okay, so this is cheap. It's well built, you know. The plastic, yes, it's kind of looks light, but it's well built. Okay, we have the left and right button, of course, here. So if you press this together, okay, you press this, oops, no, nothing that happened. So let's say you want to get up to the main screen, there is a shortcut. Okay, pause this, you can save and continue, and you have to press left and the brightness button. Let's see, something happens. No. Oh, you have to press the left button, sorry, and the volume button at the same time to go back to the main menu. So we have to press return to file list. Okay, so return to file list. If you're not seen again, let me show it again. Okay, press both up, press the brightness button and the left button together, and you just press return to file list. Okay, you're back to the main screen. Initially, I did not know about the shortcuts until they put it somewhere in the menu. If not, I had to keep on switching on the on and off button. So that happens to the Nintendo Entertainment System. Okay, now the ones that I'm going to review later on, the Nintendo Entertainment System here. Okay, we have to keep on turning back on the on-off button to go back to the main menu, which I find it rather silly. Okay, so build quality wise good. I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10 because some of the games the sound is a little bit off, and but the main GBA games runs fairly smoothly without any jittery, without any screen tearing, and the screen brightness can be adjusted. You know, there's a lot of credit to be given to such a small device. I mean, it's 3-inch, okay, but well, 3-inch is good enough for you to play and put it in your pocket wherever you go, you know, ride on a plane or whatever, you know. There's of course there's no Wi-Fi or 3G, you know, there's no internet connection here. It's just plain good old retro games. Okay, so if you have any comments or if any of the facts maybe I've got it wrong or what, you can correct me because I'm still learning, and I like to say thank you for you guys who goes into my YouTube channel to have a look at some of my reviews. Okay guys, so I think that's about it for my review of this fantastic console. So if you want to get one, you know, Carousel, there's one supplier that sells this, and also I think you can look at eBay, you know, or Amazon, you know. But I think the supplier for this gaming console, maybe they don't release it quite often, maybe a few months once, and you know, you don't see this in the shopping malls or in any game shops, right? Unless they bring it specially in from China. Okay, so that's all folks. Thank you for listening, and you guys have a very good day. Bye bye.